So very true. So how much difficult it was for you to learn Sanskrit later in your life, or did you learn that in your school days as well? Because the biggest challenge for the newcomer who want to do research on Vedic scriptures, their first challenge is the language. So how much important it is to learn the language, or do you recommend that okay, even if you don't know the language, you can still do the research?
I highly recommend that they learn the language. I highly, highly recommend that. I mean, I cannot emphasize how much how much importance there is to know Sanskrit. So during when I started researching, I did not have a lot of knowledge of Sanskrit. So I started young, right? Remember, I used to read all these books, etc., etc. And I started realizing that there was something wrong in the translations, English translations. But because I didn't know Sanskrit, I knew Hindi, so I knew where the problem was, but I couldn't pinpoint exactly what was wrong. So this is the reason I started studying Sanskrit. And of course, studying Sanskrit later in life was a bit more difficult because you're not used to studying. So getting that discipline in is very, very difficult. And, but I have to say something, as an older person, when you study Sanskrit, it's easier for you to tell your teacher, your guru, how you want to proceed about things. One of the biggest reasons people don't understand Sanskrit, or they have an aversion to Sanskrit, is that Sanskrit is taught wrongly. And I repeat it again, Sanskrit is taught wrongly in Indian schools because they start from 5th grade and they start with Sanskrit grammar. Now, grammar is irrelevant if you don't know vocabulary. So today, if I say that, NEENA Rai is wearing a blue necklace, if I don't know what to call this in Sanskrit or what blue is in Sanskrit, how am I going to say what NEENA Rai is doing, which is a part of grammar? And how am I going to link the sentences about NEENA Rai, blue necklace and wearing, which is a part of grammar. So this is where it is wrong. You're trying to teach grammar when the child doesn't know vocabulary. Once the child knows vocabulary, then even if grammar is wrong, you're able to understand what the child is saying. And this is one of the reasons why people in India speak very broken English. It's for all languages, so even English, when people try and speak English, they can speak broken English and you'd understand what they're trying to communicate. And, and this is where children start detesting Sanskrit. And when I was younger, I was very curious about the knowledge in Sanskrit. Of course, learning the tables was, a bit difficult in Sanskrit, but I was very, very happy to understand the meanings and everything. And when I was younger, you asked me about my Sanskrit, if I studied Sanskrit when I was a young girl. So I, in most schools, CBSE or other schools, they start in the 5th grade. But because I was in a convent school, they didn't start Sanskrit till 7th grade. So they only taught Sanskrit 7th, 8th, 9th, I think. And then I transferred by the time I got to 7th grade, I transferred to another school, which had already started in the 5th grade. So I sort of started in the middle and I didn't understand a lot of things about what was going on because I missed 2 years of Sanskrit. But somehow I studied it till the 9th. I still retain the grammar tables, by the way, Rama, 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 which helped me later. And, the titta, anti, the vibhakti, the titta, anti, sitta, all of these I did retain the grammars, because once you learn as a child, you don't forget it, even if you get older. If you start learning now, your memory becomes rusty. So this is my journey of Sanskrit. And I picked up Sanskrit again because I wanted to directly understand what was being said rather than using a medium like English. And why I'm saying English, because English is a very bad medium for Sanskrit. English vocabulary is very limited and Sanskrit vocabulary is unlimited. So, for the same word in Sanskrit, let's say for an elephant, you'd have 100 meanings, 100 names for an elephant. So for example, nag, Nag is also an elephant. Hasti, yeah,
Gudge.
Hasti, Gudge, all these words are for an elephant, but in English, an elephant is an elephant. But then the meaning changes. Now, a nag, when you say a nag in Sanskrit, that means that's the elephant from the hill, because nag is hill, right? And so the hill elephant came down. So you see, there's that little meaning that English fails to deliver. So so this is one reason I also learned Sanskrit. And it was also easier for me to understand in Hindi, because Hindi vocabulary is of course richer than English vocabulary, but I still wanted to only use English and Hindi meaning as references if I couldn't understand what was being said. And my focus, because of the reasons I told you, was specifically etymology, because etymology changes a lot of things. How the word meaning has been derived. We'll pay attention. You will understand what exactly they're meaning to say and what is the context. So a lot of context setting happens in this.